My name is Mufti Menk, and I welcome you to a peaceful sanctuary for the wisdom, guidance, and inspiration of Islam. This channel is a place where hearts are reminded that worry weakens but trust in Allah strengthens, where patience is revealed not as weakness but as true power, and where every hardship is seen as a hidden gift from the Almighty. Together, we will discover how dua opens doors that no key can unlock, how storms in life are always temporary, while Allah's mercy is eternal, and how moving from worry to patience transforms lives completely. When Allah wakes you between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., it is not by coincidence, and it is not a random interruption to your sleep. It is a call of love from your Creator, an invitation from the Lord of the worlds when the entire creation rests in silence. This is a sacred moment, a moment chosen for you, a moment when Allah draws you nearer to Him while the world is still drowned in its slumber. In that stillness, you are not simply awake by accident, you are awake by divine design. Allah is gently pulling you closer, reminding you that He has not forgotten you, and He wants you to speak to Him when no one else is listening. The Prophet told us that in the last third of the night, Allah descends to the lowest heaven, calling out to His servants, "Who is asking me so that I may give him? Who is seeking forgiveness so that I may forgive him? Who is calling upon me so that I may answer him?" Think of the mercy in those words. The King of Kings, the one who needs nothing from us, invites us every night to ask, to pour out our hearts, to seek His forgiveness, to call upon Him for what we need. When Allah wakes you at 3 a.m., it is because He wants you to be among those who respond to that call of love. Sometimes you may wonder why your eyes open at such an hour without an alarm. You may even struggle to fall back asleep. Yet in that moment, instead of frustration, see it as a divine invitation. Allah is telling you, "I am near, and I want you to remember me now." These are not ordinary hours. The stillness of the night carries a special closeness, a tenderness that cannot be found in the busyness of the day. It is at this time that hearts are softened, du'as are raised with sincerity, and tears are shed in secret. And what is shed in secret for Allah is honored openly by Him. There is a sweetness in these hours that no words can fully capture. When you stand in prayer while the world sleeps, it feels as though you are alone with Allah, embraced by His mercy, protected by His care. The burden that felt unbearable during the day begins to lighten. The fear that consumed you begins to fade. The sorrow that kept your heart heavy begins to soften. It is not because the problem disappeared instantly, but because Allah placed tranquility in your heart, and that is the gift of responding to His call. Allah knows the weight of what you carry. He knows the battles no one else sees, the tears you wipe away in silence, the thoughts that trouble your heart. When He wakes you at this time, He is offering you relief. He is saying, "Give me your burdens, ask me for your needs, let me take care of what you cannot." This is His love for you to call you when you are most vulnerable, when you are least distracted, when your heart is most sincere. We live in a world that constantly distracts us. During the day, our minds are busy, our schedules are full, our hearts are pulled in many directions. But in the silence of the night, there are no distractions, no voices, no noise. It is only you and Allah. That is why the last third of the night is so powerful. It strips away everything else and reminds you of the one relationship that truly matters. It is a love that is pure, a love that asks nothing from you except sincerity, a love that gives endlessly in return. Some of the greatest blessings are written in these hours. The du'as you make, the tears you shed, the forgiveness you seek, they ascend in a way unlike any other time. The scholars say that the dua made in these hours rarely returns unanswered. It may not always come in the form you expect, but Allah responds in the way that is best for you, at the time that is best for you. He may remove harm, grant peace, or prepare a blessing for you in the hereafter far greater than what you ask. Every word you whisper is recorded. Every tear you shed is treasured. Every moment you spend with Him is rewarded. When you are woken up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., remember that it is not just about prayer, but about connection. It is about reminding your soul that Allah is with you, that His love is constant, that His mercy is waiting for you. Even if you cannot pray long, even if you only raise your hands for a minute and say, Ya Allah, forgive me, Ya Allah, help me, Ya Allah, guide me, that is enough. That single sincere moment can open doors you never imagined, heal wounds you thought would never close, and bring light into places you thought would always remain dark. Do not ignore these wake-up calls. Do not turn over and go back to sleep without at least acknowledging the invitation. Even if all you can do is whisper Allah's name, do it, because every response you give to His call increases your closeness to Him, strengthens your faith, and brings down His mercy. And if you make this a habit, you will find your life changing in ways you never thought possible. The reality is that Allah does not need us to pray at this time. He is perfect and self-sufficient, but we need it. We need those moments to remind ourselves of our purpose, to cleanse our hearts, to renew our strength. It is His love that He calls us at this time, because He knows it is when we are most ready to benefit, most able to listen, most willing to open our hearts. That is why when you are woken up in these hours, it is not a coincidence. It is a gift of love. When Allah wakes you between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., it is His way of telling you that you are not forgotten, that you are not alone, that He wants you to turn to Him. It is the most beautiful call of love, a call that if you answer, will transform your heart, heal your soul, and change your life in ways you cannot even imagine. The door of Tahajjud is unlike any other moment in a believer's life. It is the time when the world is silent, when the distractions of the day fade into stillness, and when the doors of the heavens are wide open. It is the sacred time when your whispers, your tears, your unspoken words are carried directly to Allah without barrier, without delay. This is the part of the night when the servant is closest to his Lord, when the mercy of Allah descends abundantly, and when your prayers carry a special weight that cannot be matched at any other hour. Imagine this: while most of the world is asleep, the angels are present, recording every act of worship, every tear shed, every whisper of your heart. And above all, Allah Himself is inviting you to speak to Him. The Prophet told us that in the last third of the night, Allah descends to the lowest heaven and asks, "Who is asking of me that I may give him? Who is calling upon me that I may respond to him? Who is seeking my forgiveness that I may forgive him?" This is not just a narration, it is a living reality that happens every single night. Think about it: the Creator of the heavens and the earth is calling out to you personally. He does not need your prayer, yet He loves that you come to Him. The door of Tahajjud is the door of intimacy with Allah. It is the door where formality falls away, where you do not need eloquent words or memorized phrases. You simply open your heart and let it speak. You can cry out your fears, your dreams, your regrets, and your gratitude. You can speak to Allah in the language of your soul, and He understands it all. There are no intermediaries, no restrictions, no barriers, just you and your Lord. That is why those who taste the sweetness of Tahajjud find it difficult to leave it, for it becomes the oxygen of their faith and the light of their heart. During the day, life pulls you in many directions. Work, family, responsibilities, and worldly concerns keep your mind busy and your heart distracted. But at night, when the world sleeps, Allah has given you this gift, a time when your connection to Him is undisturbed, when your sincerity is pure, and when your need for Him is most visible. This is why the Quran praises those who rise at night, describing them as people who forsake their beds to call upon their Lord with fear and hope. They trade their comfort for something far greater, the closeness of Allah, the forgiveness of sins, and the tranquility of the soul. The door of Tahajjud is not only about asking, it is about healing. It is about laying down the burdens of your day at the feet of the one who can carry them for you. It is about confessing your mistakes and finding forgiveness. It is about seeking strength when you feel weak, light when you are in darkness, and guidance when you are lost. Each rak'ah of prayer, each moment of remembrance is like medicine for the wounded heart. And the beauty of this time is that the healing comes directly from Allah, not delayed, not ignored, but responded to with mercy and love. The scholars of the past would say that if you want to know your relationship with Allah, look at how you are in the last part of the night. It is a mirror of the soul, a reflection of how much you truly yearn for Him. For in those hours, no one is watching you, no one is praising you, no one is recording your worship except the angels. It is pure sincerity, free from the eyes of people, free from the applause of the world. That is why it carries such weight in the sight of Allah. There are countless stories of believers who found their lives transformed by Tahajjud, those who were burdened with debt, who cried in the night and found doors of provision opening unexpectedly, those who were battling illnesses, who poured their hearts out to Allah in those silent hours and found healing they never imagined, those who were lost in sin, who returned to Allah in the darkness of the night and emerged with hearts illuminated by His forgiveness. The door of Tahajjud is the door to miracles, because it is the door to Allah's mercy, and His mercy knows no limits. Even if you cannot pray long, even if you only manage 2 rak'ahs with sincerity, it is enough to step through that door. Even if you only raise your hands and whisper, Ya Allah, forgive me, Ya Allah, guide me, Ya Allah, help me, it is enough. Allah loves sincerity more than length, and He responds to the heart more than the tongue. What matters is that you respond to His invitation, that you choose Him over sleep, that you value His call over your comfort. And remember, Tahajjud is not just for times of crisis. It is also for times of ease. It is the way of the believer to build a relationship with Allah when things are good, so that when hardship comes, the connection is already strong. It is like watering a tree every night so that when the storm comes, the roots are firm. This is why the Prophet never abandoned night prayer, and why the righteous of the past considered it the crown of worship. When you stand before Allah at this sacred time, know that you are standing at a door that is always open. The door of people may close, the door of opportunities may shut, but the door of Tahajjud never closes. It is a door of love, mercy, and forgiveness. And when you step through it, you find yourself embraced by the one who is always waiting for you, always listening, always ready to give more than you asked. This sacred time is when the doors of the heavens are open, and your whispers are carried directly to Allah without barrier, without delay. The du'as made in the stillness of the night are unlike any other. When the world is quiet, when the heart is raw, and when the soul is searching for relief, you find yourself turning to Allah with a sincerity that transcends everything else. These moments are sacred because the du'as you make then are not ordinary. They are carried directly to the one who hears every whisper, who knows every secret, and who controls every outcome. This is why du'as made in those hours are answered in ways that go beyond logic, beyond reason, beyond the limits of what you thought possible. In the Quran, Allah reminds us, "And when my servants ask you concerning me, indeed I am near. I respond to the invocation of the supplicant when he calls upon me." Notice the closeness in this verse. Allah does not say He is far away or difficult to reach. He says, "I am near." And when you call out to Him, especially in the last part of the night, your words do not travel through distance. They rise instantly, directly to the Lord of the worlds. This is why the night prayer and the du'as that come with it hold a special place. When you are awake at a time when most are asleep, and you turn to Allah instead of turning to your pillow, your du'a carries a weight that cannot be measured. It is an act of love, of sacrifice, and of deep faith. And Allah, in His infinite mercy, responds in ways that defy human understanding. Look at the story of Yunus, trapped in the belly of the whale, in the layers of darkness, the darkness of the night, the darkness of the sea, and the darkness of the whale's belly. There was no logical escape. Every door was shut, every path blocked. Yet when he called out, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin, there is no deity but you, glory be to you, indeed I was among the wrongdoers. Allah heard him and Allah delivered him. His du'a transcended logic. No plan, no power of man could have saved him. But his du'a to Allah changed the impossible into reality. So it is with us. Sometimes life places us in situations where logic says there is no way out, debts too large to repay, illnesses with no cure, relationships too broken to mend, wounds too deep to heal. Yet when you fall to your knees in the quiet of the night and raise your hands to Allah, you open a door that human reason cannot explain. Allah, who controls the hearts, can mend relationships. Allah, who created the body, can heal without medicine. Allah, who is the owner of wealth, can provide from sources you never imagined. The du'as of the night have a power that humbles the intellect. They remind us that no matter how advanced, how clever, how resourceful we think we are, the ultimate control lies with Allah. And when you recognize that, when you surrender to that truth, your du'a becomes the most powerful tool you have. It is no longer a formality, but a lifeline. It is no longer just words, but a transaction between your fragile heart and the infinite mercy of Allah. Think of Zechariah, who longed for a child despite his old age and his wife's barrenness. Logic said it was impossible. Yet he called upon Allah, and Allah gifted him with Yahya. Or consider Ibrahim, left in the barren desert with his wife and child. Logic said survival was impossible. Yet Hajar's desperate running between Safa and Marwa was answered with the spring of Zamzam, a miracle that continues to flow to this very day. These are reminders that du'a is not bound by the laws of nature. Du'a appeals to the one who created those laws and can change them at any time. In our own lives, there are countless examples. How many times have people made du'a at their lowest point and seen doors open that they never expected? A job appearing after months of unemployment, healing after doctors had given up hope, reconciliation after years of distance. These are not coincidences. They are the fruits of du'a, answered in ways that reason alone cannot explain. But du'a requires more than just words. It requires conviction. The Prophet said, "Call upon Allah while being certain of being answered." This certainty is what lifts du'a beyond mere wishes. When you make du'a believing that Allah can and will respond in the best way, you are declaring your faith in His power and His mercy. You may not know how or when the answer will come, but you know with certainty that it will. That certainty is itself an act of worship, a reflection of trust that Allah loves. Sometimes the response to your du'a comes quickly, other times it is delayed, and sometimes Allah withholds what you asked for because His wisdom knows it is not good for you. But in every case, your du'a is never wasted. Either He gives you what you asked or something better, or He removes a harm you did not even see, or He stores the reward for you in the hereafter. This knowledge should bring peace to your heart, knowing that your words never vanish, your tears never fall unnoticed, your pleas never go unheard. The night is the best time to make these du'as because your heart is free from distractions. Your voice is softer. Your sincerity is stronger. In the silence, there is no need for eloquence. Even if all you say is, Ya Allah, help me, or even if your dua is nothing but tears, Allah understands. He responds to the language of the heart even when the tongue is silent. That is why these du'as transcend logic, because they are not measured by human standards. They are measured by sincerity, faith, and the mercy of Allah. Do not belittle the du'as you make at this time. Do not think any request is too big or too small, for the one you are asking created the heavens and the earth, and nothing is beyond him. Ask for forgiveness, ask for Jannah, ask for ease in your hardships, ask for peace in your heart. And know that your du'as will be answered not according to your limited understanding, but according to the boundless wisdom and mercy of Allah. The du'as made in these hours are answered in ways beyond reason, because you are speaking to the one who controls all outcomes. The last third of the night is not an ordinary time. It is a sacred window where the mercy of Allah flows like a river, where the doors of forgiveness are flung wide open, and where the heaviest sins can be erased in a single moment of sincerity. No matter how heavy your mistakes, no matter how many wrong turns you have taken, no matter how deep you have fallen into sin, Allah's mercy is greater still. He invites you in the stillness of the night, when the world sleeps, to seek His forgiveness, to pour out your regrets, and to leave the darkness of guilt behind. The Prophet told us that in this special part of the night, Allah descends to the lowest heaven and asks, "Who is seeking forgiveness so that I may forgive him?" Think about this. The Lord of the worlds, the Master of all creation, the one who is free from any need, asks you if you want forgiveness. It is not you calling upon Him in that moment, it is Him calling upon you. Such is His mercy, such is His love, that He offers you pardon before you even ask for it. Your sins may feel like mountains pressing down upon your chest, making you believe that forgiveness is beyond your reach. But Allah tells us in the Quran, "Say, O my servants who have transgressed against themselves, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Indeed, it is He who is the forgiving, the merciful." This verse is not for perfect people. It is for the broken, the guilty, the ones who feel unworthy. It is for you and me, reminding us that no matter what we have done, Allah's forgiveness is always greater. The last third of the night is the time when forgiveness is at its peak, because it strips away all pretenses. You are not standing before people, you are not reciting for praise or approval. You are alone with your sins and your Lord. You whisper, you cry, you confess, and Allah, the most loving, hears every word, every tear, every tremble of your heart. And when He hears sincerity, He responds with mercy. Forgiveness at this hour is not just about erasing sins, it is about healing hearts. Sin leaves scars, it leaves burdens that weigh us down and steal our peace. But when you seek forgiveness at night, Allah not only wipes away the sin, but also lifts the weight, removes the darkness, and fills the heart with light. You find yourself walking differently, speaking differently, living differently, because the chains that held you are no longer there. Consider the example of the man who killed 100 people, yet still sought forgiveness. People told him it was too late, that his sins were too great, but he turned to Allah, and Allah forgave him. If a man with 100 murders was pardoned, then what about your sins, which though they may feel unbearable, are still not beyond the mercy of Allah? The night is a reminder that the door is always open. Forgiveness at this time is also multiplied because of the sacrifice it requires. You leave your bed, your comfort, your sleep to stand before Allah. That sacrifice shows sincerity. It shows that you value His mercy more than your rest, His pardon more than your comfort. and Allah never lets such sincerity go unrewarded. Every step you take towards Him, He comes closer to you. Every plea you make in those hours, He raises higher than you could imagine. This sacred time is not just about asking for forgiveness for yourself, but also for others. When you pray for your parents, your family, your friends, and even the entire Ummah in these hours, your du'as are carried with the same weight. Imagine the mercy that descends when you ask Allah to forgive not only you, but all those you love. You become a source of light for others as well as yourself, and Allah rewards you in ways unseen. Many of us delay seeking forgiveness, waiting for Ramadan, waiting for the day of Arafah, waiting for some special occasion. But every night Allah gives you this opportunity. Every single night, forgiveness is within your reach. It is not limited to certain days. It is not restricted to certain people. It is always available, waiting for you to respond. When you seek forgiveness at this hour, you are reminded that Allah's love is not conditional. He does not say, "Come to me only if you are perfect." He says, "Come to me even if you are broken, even if you are sinful, even if you feel unworthy." And when you come to Him sincerely, He embraces you with mercy that erases the past and gives you a fresh start. The most powerful thing about forgiveness at this time is how it transforms your relationship with Allah. You no longer see Him as distant, but as close. You no longer feel condemned, but chosen. You no longer walk in despair, but in hope. That transformation is the real gift of forgiveness, not only the wiping away of sins, but the renewal of faith, the revival of the soul, and the deepening of love for your Creator. So never underestimate the last third of the night. Never dismiss those moments when you wake and feel restless. They may be an invitation from Allah, calling you to seek His forgiveness. Do not turn away. Even if all you can manage is a few words, Astaghfirullah, Ya Allah forgive me, it is enough to open the doors of mercy. Your sins, no matter how heavy, can be erased in the last third of the night, for Allah loves to forgive, and He invites you to seek His mercy. In the silence of the night, when the world is wrapped in sleep and the noise of the day has finally faded, there exists a time when hearts find their true cure. This is the moment when Allah draws you near, when your pain is not only heard but healed, when your restless soul discovers the peace it has been searching for. The night is not just darkness, it is a sanctuary where Allah places light into places of despair and hope into hearts that feel broken. There are times in life when your heart carries wounds that no one else can see. You smile during the day, you fulfill your duties, and you hide your struggles, but deep inside, your heart is aching. You long for someone to understand, someone to carry your burdens, yet every human being is limited. They may try, but they cannot fully heal you. Only Allah, the one who created your heart, can truly mend it. That is why the night prayer, the quiet dua, the whispers made in secrecy are so powerful. They are not heard by people, but they are heard by the one who knows you better than you know yourself. Allah tells us in the Quran, unquestionably, by the remembrance of Allah hearts find rest. This verse is not a theory, it is a promise, and nowhere is it more evident than in the silence of the night. When you call upon Allah during these hours, you will feel a peace that cannot be explained by words. Your mind may still face challenges, your life may still carry difficulties, but your heart will feel lighter, calmer, more alive. That is the healing Allah grants in those sacred hours, not always a change in circumstances, but always a change within you. Your pain, no matter how deep, is not hidden from Allah. The silent tears you shed in the dark are seen by Him. The sighs you release in exhaustion are known by Him. The whispers you cannot even form into words are understood by Him. And when you raise your hands in the quiet of the night, you are handing over your pain to the one who can transform it into healing. Sometimes he removes the burden, sometimes he strengthens you to carry it, and sometimes he replaces it with something greater. In all cases, his mercy never fails. Consider the story of Yaqub, who lost his beloved son Yusuf. For years he lived with sorrow, yet his heart remained connected to Allah. He cried until his eyes turned white from grief, but he never gave up hope. And when Allah reunited him with Yusuf, his patience was rewarded, and his heart healed in a way only Allah could grant. This is a reminder that no pain lasts forever, and no wound is beyond the mercy of Allah. In the quiet of the night, when you bow down in sujood, you are placing your heart directly before its creator. There is no barrier, no distraction, no noise. And in that sujood, something incredible happens. Allah replaces restlessness with peace, fear with trust, sorrow with hope. You rise from prayer not because your problems disappeared, but because your heart has been healed enough to face them with strength and faith. Every heart needs healing, and every soul longs for peace. The world tries to fill this void with distractions, with pleasures, with temporary solutions, but none of them last. True healing comes only when you connect to Allah, when you allow Him to pour light into your darkness, when you let His words and His remembrance settle into your heart. The night is the perfect time for this, because the distractions are gone, and sincerity flows naturally. Many people testify that the most peaceful moments of their lives were not during times of wealth, success, or ease, but in the middle of the night, on their prayer mats, speaking to Allah with tears streaming down their faces. This is because the healing of the heart is not tied to material comfort, it is tied to divine connection. When Allah heals your heart, no worldly problem can break you. When Allah places light inside you, no darkness of this world can overwhelm you. Do not underestimate the power of just a few minutes at night. Even if you cannot pray long, even if you can only whisper a short dua, do it with sincerity. Those small moments can become the cure for years of pain. Allah is not looking at the length of your worship, but at the sincerity of your heart. And when your heart is sincere, even the smallest act can open the greatest doors of mercy. Sometimes the healing you receive is not in the form of removal of hardship, but in the form of understanding and wisdom. Pain teaches you lessons, patience shapes your character, and hardship draws you closer to Allah. What you once thought was unbearable becomes the reason you discover resilience you didn't know you had. This too is healing not of circumstances, but of the soul. There is something profoundly beautiful about knowing that Allah Himself invites you to seek this healing. Every night, He calls to His servants, asking who is seeking forgiveness, who is asking for help, who is in need of His mercy. To be given this invitation is itself a sign of His love. Responding to it is a gift to yourself, the gift of peace, the gift of light, the gift of healing. In the silence of the night, your pain finds its cure. Allah places peace in restless hearts and light in places of darkness. Waking up in the last part of the night is not a coincidence, nor is it a simple matter of disrupted sleep. It is one of Allah's hidden gifts, a sign of His special care for those He chooses. To be stirred from rest when the world is silent is an honor, an invitation, and a reminder that your Lord wants to draw you closer to Him. This hour is not just about rising from your bed, it is about rising in faith, rising in closeness, rising in gratitude for a gift that many overlook. Allah does not call everyone at this time. Many are left to sleep through it, unaware of the mercy that pours down. But when your eyes open, when your heart feels restless, when you find yourself awake at a time you did not plan, understand that this is no ordinary moment. It is Allah gently waking you as if to say, "My servant, I want to hear your voice. I want to forgive you. I want to give you what you seek." What greater honor could there be than to be chosen for such a call? This hidden gift transforms lives because it changes the way you see hardship and ease. When you wake in those hours, you are reminded that you are never forgotten, never abandoned, never alone. Allah Himself is calling you, and His mercy is surrounding you. Even if your life feels heavy, even if trials weigh you down, that moment becomes a window of relief, a breath of peace, a sign that Allah has placed you among those He wishes to bring nearer. The Prophet said, "The closest that a servant comes to his Lord is during the last part of the night." Imagine that closeness. You may spend your day distracted, busy, pulled in every direction, but at night, when the gift is given, you stand in front of Allah with no barrier, no noise, no competition for your attention. Your whispers are heard directly, your tears are seen, and your du'as are elevated to the heavens. This is not just a routine, it is intimacy, a closeness that fills the heart with light and strengthens Iman in ways nothing else can. The gift of these hours is not only in answered prayers, but in the transformation of the soul. Each time you respond to this call, your heart becomes softer, your faith becomes stronger, and your connection with Allah deepens. You begin to carry patience during the day, hope during trials, and gratitude in ease. Your life is no longer shaped only by what happens around you, but by the peace that flows from within you. This is the effect of the gift. It changes not just moments of your life, but the direction of your entire journey. Think of how many prophets and righteous people before us valued this gift. They would rise in the night, forsaking their sleep, because they knew its worth. Allah praised them in the Quran as those who forsake their beds to call upon their Lord in fear and hope. Their secret strength lay in these hours, their light came from these prayers, their closeness to Allah was built in these moments. And now when Allah wakes you, He is offering you the same gift that shaped the lives of the most beloved of His servants. This gift is also a shield. It protects your heart from despair, your mind from overthinking, your soul from being consumed by this world. When you respond to Allah at night, you remember that your provision is from Him, your healing is from Him, your guidance is from Him. The problems that felt overwhelming by day seem smaller by night, because your heart remembers the greatness of the One who controls them. That is why the faithful rise with stronger faith, carrying courage where there was once fear, hope where there was once sorrow, and wisdom where there was once confusion. Even if you pray just 2 rakas, even if your voice is weak and your words few, it is enough. Allah looks not at the length of your prayer, but at the sincerity of your heart. Sometimes the gift lies not in how much you do, but in the fact that you were chosen to do it at all. Every time you rise, you are being written among those who responded to Allah's call. And that record, that simple act of leaving your bed for His sake, will be a source of honor for you on the day of judgment. Waking at this hour is also a reminder of Allah's love. For love is not only shown in ease, but in the way He nurtures you through struggle, in the way He invites you back when you wander, in the way He honors you with opportunities to draw near. The gift of these hours is His way of telling you that your relationship with Him matters, that your dua matters, that your heart matters. And if Allah values you enough to call you in these moments, then surely your life carries meaning beyond what you see. There is no greater proof of Allah's special care than this. While countless others remain asleep, you are awake, chosen, invited. This is the hidden gift that transforms your life, strengthens your Iman, and brings you closer to Him. Join me in this journey of light, healing, and hope. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so that others may also find peace, courage, and inspiration through these reminders.